sustainable friends, welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today we're here within our Green Talk series where we want to introduce to you new realities that deal with sustainability. And in this special episode, we especially deal with the problem of the translation of scientific articles and scientific resources on sustainability. And to talk about this issue, we're here with Climate Cardinals, a grassroots movement from the US. So here we are with Samrah Khan. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be talking with you at Friends of the Earth and the World Sustainability Organization. What you do, engagement and awareness on sustainability issues is a big part of what we do here as well.
Yeah, we're very, very happy to have this talk with you. So Samrah, you are the co-director of the partnerships within Climate Cardinals. And as first question, I just wanted you to explain also to the public how Climate Cardinals was created and why, so with which purpose.
Absolutely. Climate Cardinals has a fascinating story started by a very young visionary leader. It was founded in 2020 by a young Iranian American girl named Sophia Kianni, who was then 17 years old. And her journey with climate activism really started in visits to Iran when she was young. And she noticed that family members that didn't have as much access to English or didn't know the language really had no idea what climate change was. And she would go and see, smog in Iran, she would see pollution, but she didn't feel like she had the language to describe that what was happening to her family. And so because of that, she eventually, when she was, I believe, just 18, started Climate Cardinals. And she was already a very prominent activist, working as, I believe, a national strategist for Fridays for Future, which was that same climate organization that Greta Thunberg was protesting with. And so a very talented young lady. And she really wanted to make sure that English was never going to be a barrier to global climate action, to anybody being aware, but also learning how to learn about climate change, but then what to do with it once you have that information. Because how much of the world doesn't speak English, but is disproportionately affected by climate issues?
Yeah, that's true. Also because I think our generation, maybe in the world, is more likely to be able to learn English, whereas maybe the other generations did not have the access to English. So I think it's also this problem. And for this reason, it is significant that you are a youth-based organization based on volunteering. So did you yourself become first volunteer in Climate Cardinals?
Yeah, I remember. So I was volunteering with an organization called EarthX, which is a huge large expo in the city where I grew up, Dallas, Texas. And it was wonderful to see such a huge expo taking place there because it's what's known as a red state in the United States, which is dominantly Republican. And so it was just really exciting to know that across, political spectrums, there were a lot of people working in the climate space. And so I was at the expo and I actually met Sophia. And we talked, and I just found my way into working on, I believe, what was the outreach team at the time at Climate Cardinals. And I think the outreach team eventually became a growth team. And then the growth team shifted into me being in the partnerships team. And now I am the co-director of partnerships. But what's been so exciting has just been, it truly is so youth-led. Our executive director, our chief operating officer, who are our two full-time paid employees, are, just under 25. They are incredibly talented and passionate. People have a lot of experience, maybe growing up in the global north, visiting the global south, or being from the global south itself. I know as a young person that had a pretty similar experience as Sophia, growing up in the global north, but traveling to the global south and feeling this deep ties to the places where I was. And, not just because of family, but because of the ties to the language as well. Like my family's from Pakistan originally, and they speak Urdu, and for me, it's such a beautiful, poetic language. It's meant so much to me as a young girl. Before I ever learned English, I learned Urdu first. So to be able to communicate, as you said, which was an amazing point, cross-generationally to older generations about climate issues is just amazing. And the outcomes of the translation efforts the past few years have been great. So yeah, it was through an event that I met Sophia and then joined the Climate Cardinals team.
Yeah, that's very interesting. Also, your story then to be able to learn also all the people inside Climate Cardinals. So, as far as volunteering is concerned, what is your global reach and how many volunteers do you have?
It's been amazing, the scope. We have over 10,000 volunteers in over 80 countries now, and we've translated over 3 million words into over 100 languages. And I would say 4 out of 5 of our chapters are actually in the global south, which just speaks to the diversity of the chapters. Something started in the US. It wasn't meant to be just in the United States, although unfortunately we have our own deep pockets of vulnerability and climate injustice issues in the United States, but then many chapters in other nations as well. Specifically, I think primarily because of the fact that we are a language-based organization and there's so many volunteers, these many ambassadors, is a testament to the fact that this issue is much bigger than we think and we consider. That young people saw, what Sophia was talking about, and they said, yes, this is a problem I'm experiencing as well. This is something I care about. And we had that many people willing to support us and volunteer with us, whether it's through translation efforts or starting or being a part of a chapter or starting a partnership with us, through nonprofit or in many other sectors.
And so walk us also through the translation process. How does it work? And I know you've also implemented AI, so I'm curious to know how it works.
Absolutely. So we have volunteers that will translate climate-related resources. So it could be scientific reports or social media posts. And we originally used a digital platform that incorporated artificial intelligence that initially made translations. But then eventually, they were able to get grants from google.org, the philanthropic arm of Google, I believe. And through that, they were really able to, hyper-power the translation efforts happening. And you're able to get a variety in the type of volunteers we can have. We'll have mostly pro bono volunteers doing translations, but we'll also have low bono volunteers, which is they're willing to take very small sums and kindly take the effort to do those translation efforts.
So also as a co-director of partnerships, I imagine you've had the possibility to learn what is the public's response from institutions, from other companies. So what has been the response in these years of work?
It's been overwhelmingly positive. I would say that just the partnerships and the mix of high level all the way down to grassroots engagement we've had with organizations shows how much people have really felt this is filling a gap, right? This is filling a need that was really missing in the community, in the global community. And so even us, we're not the only translators on Earth by far, but we're so glad to be a youth-led voice supporting those translations and to partner with organizations that are also understanding the power of AI, understanding the power of cross-generational connections, understanding the value of translations by people that are part of those communities and know those languages. So it's just an honor to be a part of something that has such, positive feedback and right now, the goal is to just continue improving the quality of what we do.
And so, do you have any specific other goals for the future of Climate Cardinals? What are your do you have any projects, any events in the near future that you also want to share with us?
Yeah, absolutely. There's actually so much going on right now. It's hard to even scale.
Yeah, the beginning of the year is always the busy time, so I imagine.
Totally. I can speak to Climate Calling, which is this new digital platform. It's an entire website connecting young people to resources related to climate careers, volunteering opportunities, small grants and fellowships, for example. Really, Climate Calling is meant to be an online hub, just simply launched by Climate Cardinals and a product of our organization's leadership and their hard work to create a platform that will allow young people that are, in our spaces or might be interested in the same things we are, aligned issues, to really find great opportunities. So that's been really exciting. Yeah, and then we have an ambassadors program that's really slowly launching off with lots of chapters. So that's really exciting.
Absolutely, it's very exciting. So let's also leave the people that are watching your contact info, your social media, your website, so that they can also stay informed on all of these initiatives.
Sure, absolutely. And our social medias include our website, climatecardinals.org. Please follow the Climate Cardinals Instagram page as well as on LinkedIn, and you could get constant updates. We love to highlight the incredible things young people from our organization are doing on Instagram, our youth fellows on our website. And you will be so inspired by these young people's work, like younger than 20 years old, just young people with a passion, doing incredible things in their countries. And my belief has always been start local, start where you are. And so many of these young people are supporting communities where they are. And it's just a beautiful thing to see. And, we're not just trying to break barriers and access to education. We want to be supporting the movement, a movement that is so intersectional, so global, so diverse, but is also coming at such a strikingly politically divisive time where, ironically, to this day, climate science is being ignored, which is tragic. So just the youth voice has to be there, has to be louder than ever, from, the protests to the boardrooms. So having young people at the forefront is just a beautiful thing to see. And I would say that any young people that do come in contact with Climate Cardinals, you will have an experience of growth and of learning. And that is the best thing that we can ask for as activists.
That's a beautiful message. And for this reason, we're very happy also to have started this collaboration with you through this talk, as I believe that it's important that realities like ours, who actually rely on science and on transparency, communicate with each other and have contact. So thank you very much for this interview, Samrah.
Thank you so much for having me, and thank you for all the incredible work you are doing and for highlighting it to the world. I've already subscribed to your YouTube channel.
Oh, thank you. And then we invite everyone also to subscribe to all of your channels then. Really, thank you so much and congratulations for all of your work in Climate Cardinals. So I will see all of you who are watching in the next interview. Bye-bye.